All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Unpaid Overtime podcast. The whole crew's here today. So I got Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
Doing fine. Glad to be here.
And then we got Willie. How you doing, sir?
Doing terrific. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So, um, let's start this episode off. We'll just go through some division standings. Just talk about each team if we think we see the standings kind of staying the same, or maybe somebody can make a into the season push to win a division. And we could talk about possible playoff teams, and then we can go into some Super Bowl picks. So AFC North, you got the Browns at 10-0. The Ravens are 8-2. Bengals 4-6. Steelers 4-6. What are your guys' thoughts there?
Quacks is balling right now, and he had a great draft. Added that branch, that linebacker who's got like a ridiculous 6 interceptions, kind of running away with rookie of the year. Browns are gonna be tough to beat. Might be their year.
Yeah, he. I just got done playing him a couple weeks ago, and he pretty much had his way with me. So I think he's firing on all cylinders right now. And the Ravens too. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously it hasn't been the greatest season for me, but those were two games where I really wasn't in the game much at all. Most of my other ones I actually had made decent games out of them, but those two guys are both playing pretty well. Um, so I'm
I still see Quack coming out in that division, and I still see him going to the Super Bowl this year. If I'm being completely honest with you. I know it's a little early, but
yeah, I'm going Quacks is gonna win the division. But I do think the Ravens will make a wild card spot. And
yeah.
then we got Rob's division, the AFC South. You got the Texans at 8-1, the Jags at 5-5, the Titans are 2-7, the Colts are 1-9. Um, I think that Texans are gonna end up running away with this one. The Jags started off strong, but now it's looking like they might struggle to make a wild card game.
I think right now he's holding down the seventh seed. Um, Riot is definitely playing better. Um, he's got a good looking offense. Like everybody else, defense is a problem, but I mean he can score points, and that's why he's got the 5 wins. But yeah, Showtime's gonna be hard to catch.
Yeah,
Dude,
me and go ahead.
Showtime is dude, I've played him 3 times in the last year. I played him the week before the playoffs started last year, and he dominated me. We got to the playoffs, and I think he beat me by 3 points. Like running against that dude, like I could not get nothing up the middle. He was every time I ran, he was there. There was nothing you could do about it. Any pass play, he was there to break up. I, his defense is phenomenal.
Yeah, me and me
Yeah,
and me and Riot played a game, first game of the season actually, and he beat me in a really close one. And that Brian Thomas Jr. is a problem.
Yep.
I couldn't stop him. I mean, he was a monster. So I do think the Texans run away with the division, and the Jags, if he can get back to his winning ways, he might be able to keep a hold of that 7th spot. What he has in his favor is I mean, the AFC after like the 6th ranked team, it starts to really drop off fast. I mean, even after the riot, there's bottom half of most of the divisions in the AFC are not doing well. So he's definitely got a shot. Then we go to Willie's division, the AFC East. You got the Jets holding on to the lead slightly with at 8-2. You got the Dolphins at 7-4. The Bills 3-6, and the Patriots at 0-10. Who do we think wins that division, Jets or Dolphins?
Dude, they're both phenomenal freaking players. I think that Brian is still going to come out on top in that division, but I still think that it might be only a game between the two. Um, as for myself, all the way down there at the bottom at 0-10, I mean, yeah, maybe. What else can I say? The tank is on. Looks terrible because I just traded to get my pick back at the beginning of the season, and now here I am. Um, but not part of the plan. We're gonna continue to try to get out here and push some wins across the board, but it's not looking too good.
I feel you on that one. But I agree. I think the Jets will hold on to slim lead, and they'll take the division by a slight margin. But VBD, obviously, I mean, he's going to be in the playoffs in a wild card spot.
Hey, FYI, Brian has the Showtime still in his schedule. JMO's Falcons, who's playing really well. Eubanks is Ravens. He's still got Nick on his schedule and the Dolphins again. That Brian's got a tough road to finish.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, he's battle tested, and honestly, if you ask him, he prefers that. I mean, he'll perform. I mean, I do think he drops a couple in there, but um, he's gonna win some of those games, and he'll I do believe he'll edge out that division. Like Will said, even if it's just by a game, um, my prediction is he stays at the top in that division. AFC West, which has been a weird year for the AFC West. You got the reigning Super Bowl champions at 6-5, and the Broncos. You got the Chargers at 3-7, the Chiefs at 2-7, and then you got me with the Raiders at 1-10. Um, really weird year for the West. I do think it's the Broncos division to lose. Um, he'll probably end up winning that division, and it probably won't be close. I mean, right now there's a 3-game gap. I think that'll only get bigger. Um, Now second place in that division. I mean, really every spot after the first place is up for grabs. What's your guys' thoughts?
The division looks like a trash dumpster.
I agree with you. There will be no wild
No,
card team out of this division. I can guarantee you that.
I can't say anything. Doughboy, he's been playing well. Of course, he's only 6-5, but Grizz, he thumped me. He shut me down. I only scored like 7 points against him. For a game that has no defense, I only mustered 7 points. That don't say much. But no, it's Doughboy will probably get this division, but that's interesting to see that that division could be something here in a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a weird year. I know a lot, like talked about earlier, like most of my games have been really majority of them have been very close and all winnable, and it just hasn't went my way. Um, I think my only win came against Grizz, and we always play close games. Yeah, I got him next week actually after this advance, so that'll be a fun one. Um, but yeah, it's been a weird year. I do think the Broncos will kind of run away with this one. So my AFC picks, I think you're gonna have division winner Browns, division winner Texans, division winner Jets, and division winner Broncos as your 4 division winners. the 3 wild card teams. I'm gonna say Ravens at 5, Dolphins at 6, and Bengals at. No, I take it back. I think the Steelers will come in at 7. That's my AFC playoff picks. Um, what's your thoughts, Rob?
Well, I agree with everything except for that last spot. I'm really holding out hope that Riot can pull it off. Um, I mean, he's got a winless Patriot still on his schedule to play. He's still got to play the Bills, who Dave's only got 3 wins, kind of struggled a little bit. Good player or good user. He's got the Titans on there a couple times. I've talked to him about the Titans, and he feels pretty confident playing Chaos. So I don't know. I Riot might be able to slip into that last spot.
What do you think, Will?
Um, Give me just a second. Sorry, I had to run and do something real quick. Um, I think it'll still be the division winners. It would be Quacks, and then it'll be Showtime, Brian, and then Doughboy. Um, and then Ebanks, the Ravens, and then
You got
I
BBD in
think
there.
yeah, BBD.
I think it comes down to that last spot. Yeah, I chose the Steelers, who did just beat me. They're a game back from Riot. Um, them and the Bengals are both a game back from Riot, but Rob thinks that Riot's going to hold on to it.
I'm holding out hope for Riot. Got to cheer for him.
I think I'm gonna go with Busy. I'll go with Busy as well.
All right, well, let's get into the NFC side. Go through that before we get into our next segment. NFC North, you got the Vikings, Lions, Packers, and Bears. You got the Vikings that sit there at 9-1, Lions at 8-2, Packers at 7-4, and the Bears at 3-7. Uh, I'm gonna say the Vikings stay at the top, but it's gonna be close. Pride is playing very well this season. Um, but I think you're gonna. I think that division is gonna stay the same. You're gonna have Vikings 1, Lions 2, Packers 3, and they all 3 might end up in the playoffs.
Pride's got the leading rusher with 1,186 yards and 16 touchdowns this season. But the Vikings also had the leading passing quarterback with 3,270 yards and 30 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Hmm.
Um, I still think that the Vikings do end up winning this division. I do think it again stays the same. Um, but I don't know about the Packers squeaking in because, I mean, Tampa's 6-4, Washington 6-4. We got some. It's pretty tight over there.
Oh, it'll be tight. It'll definitely be tight. Um, but it's a new user who's already found some success. I mean, some guys may not know how to match up against him.
Yeah.
That last wild card spot over there is definitely going to get tight, so it'll be interesting. But he's definitely got a shot. I mean, it's not out of the question that
Green
he takes the number 2 spot in that division. I mean, it's pretty close.
Green Bay
Yeah.
still has to play a computer, a CPU 49ers. Tide Pod with the Rams. He's got to play a dumpster fire in Vegas with the Raiders. And then he still gets one more game with the Vikings and one more game with the Lions, and then Guac. So
Rob out here taking shots.
I think that division could net 3 playoff teams.
What are our thoughts on the NFC South? You got Panthers at 7-3, Falcons at 7-3, Bucks 6-4, and the Saints at 3-7. I I do think the Panthers will end up edging this one out. Staying division champs. And the Falcons are gonna, I think, They're gonna make their case for a possible wild card spot.
Brap is tough, no doubt about it. I've had to play this division this year. JMO thumped me pretty good. Um, he is playing well. Van beat me pretty good, and Van is really putting in time on this whole coaching ability thing. He is really trying things, and maybe starting to figure some stuff out. So he could be a real wild card, but 3 solid users right there. And Chad.
What's your thoughts, Will?
um, I think Brap ended up taking over and winning this division along with JMO coming in second. I don't know too much about Van, but I mean his record shows that he's doing pretty good, so I can only go based off of that. So um, it's the same
Van's
thing
got a
with
tough schedule
it's
to
the same thing
finish.
for me with the Green Bay user as well. I know Van's been around before. I don't know about that Green Bay user, but again, I don't know too much about either one of them. So I, based off the records, I see Green Bay getting in over Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Okay. We got the NFC East. We got the Eagles at 9-1, the Giants at 9-2, Commanders at 6-4, Cowboys at 3-6. I'm gonna say that the Giants find a way to win this division. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I do think they just won a matchup against the Eagles a week or so ago in a close game.
Yep.
Um, I think he's gonna win this division. It'll be very, very close, but that's my pick. And then I mean, both of them are gonna be playoff teams regardless of how that pans out. But I got the Giants winning the East. I'll let you go next, Will.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take the Eagles on that one. With Nick, I mean, them two are gonna be head like neck and neck for the entire rest of the season. But I think I'm gonna end up taking Nick on this, or not Nick, Drew. Um, but yeah, that's those two on the top end of that division is rough.
Yeah,
I don't like seeing Nick coming up on my schedule and then followed by Drew after that. So
yeah. What's your
it's not gonna be fun for me over here.
yeah. What's your thoughts, Rob?
I'm kind of with Will on this one. Man, Drew with only one loss, him and Nick split during the regular season. Their schedule's running out. Look about the same strength. So with Drew having one less loss, I think he can hang on.
All right, let's get to the last division here. The NFC West is very similar to the AFC West. It's just not that great across the board. You got the Rams at 5-5, Seahawks at 4-7, Cardinals at 2-8, and the CPU 49ers at 1-10. Man, I mean, this is really anybody's division over here. But I do think it's going to come down between the Rams and Seahawks. I'm probably going to stick with Tide Pod. Um, I think he holds on to it, but I mean, and it might end up being close. But I do think Tide Pod's going to win the West. What do you think, Rob?
I like to look ahead at their schedules and kind of see what all they've got left in there. I'd say Tide Pod and Guacs both are about even. Um, I mean, just kind of looking at it, Guac still got to play Quacks. He's still got to play Pride. Tide Pod and Guac do have one more game remaining. Tide Pod got him the first earlier in the season, and then Guac's also got that Packers owner. So I'm thinking the Rams might be able to hang on to that.
All right. Your thoughts, Will?
I'm kind of with both of you guys on that one. I do think Tide Pod ends up winning that division. Um, just going back and looking, kind of what Rob said, whenever the Seahawks and Rams played earlier this year, it was 49-28. That's a convincing win. So I do believe Tide Pod ends up winning that division.
Okay. So I got Vikings, Panthers, Giants, and Rams as my division winners. And I think the wild card teams will come down to the Eagles, the Lions, and I think the Packers squeak in. Um, so what's your guys? I mean, I think the only division winner that we have different is you guys had the Eagles winning instead of the Giants. Um, and I think we all got that other team in that division in the probably in the 5 spot. Who do you guys have at 6 and 7 in the wild card spots?
I was thinking Falcons, Panthers.
Well, they're both in the same division,
Yeah, but I was thinking them for wild cards because
but they both can't be wild
you
cards.
got, or I guess one of, I guess yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Falcons or Panthers. One of them would win. One of them would be a wild card. So
Yeah,
then that means your last wild card's either going to be probably the Packers. Yeah, they probably slide in. I agree.
you got the Packers or I mean the Lions are sitting there at 8 and 2 as well.
I think the Lions, and I think it'll be the Giants, Lions, and well, Panthers. Maybe those are the three wild cards.
So you're saying JMO wins that division?
If JMO wins it, I think Panthers could be the maybe the last wild card in. I think Eagles will win, so Nick will be a wild card, and then
Yeah,
Bracket wins, and then Pride will be the last one.
awesome. What are your thoughts on the three wild card teams, Will?
So I think my winners is going to be the Vikings as the number 1 seed, the Eagles as the number 2 seed, Panthers as the 3, Rams as the 4, with the Giants being the number 5, and then Detroit being the 6, and then JMO being the 7.
I I
Or
can
not JMO, not Yeah, JMO, JMO.
I could see that. I could see that. It's gonna be close for sure. Um, okay, let's um let's all three give our Super Bowl matchup prediction and winner, and then we'll move into the next segment. Um, I'm gonna say Super Bowl matchup is gonna be Browns versus Giants, and I think Browns is gonna be our Super Bowl champion. Rob?
I'm going to say Browns Eagles, and I think Quacks is going to find a way to get it done.
All right, and Will?
So I'm gonna go with my AFC Championship game and then my NFC Championship game and lead into the Super Bowl. If that's all right with you guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think my AFC Championship game will come down to it being Cleveland and Baltimore, or no, Cleveland and Houston. And then I think my NFC Championship game will be Vikings and Nick over there in the Giants, with the Super Bowl matchup being Browns versus Vikings. And I think the Vikings pull it off.
Wow.
All right. You got Brackett getting his first Super Bowl.
That'd be fun.
That would be nice. I'd I'd like to see Brackett win. Um. Okay. Let's go to our next segment. We'll let our draft guru Rob. We'll let him give us a little dive into this year's draft. Just tease us a little
Yeah.
bit
So
with what's
what
coming
should I
up.
be doing with that one pick?
Well, let me jump in here by saying I'll give everybody a little taste of the draft. First of all, we have seen this will be our third draft, and we have seen two great draft classes so far. And this one appears that we're going to have another good one. Now, I will say this upcoming draft is heavily loaded at edge. And I mean, they got power edges, fast edges, tall edges, short edges. Um, it's such a variety. I mean, whatever your preference is, there is an edge player out there for you, and a lot of loaded up top talent. There's a stud QB. There's an absolute stud corner. There's an absolute stud tight end. Two really strong D tackles. I think we only the running back class does not look bad at all. I think we got one elite speed wide receiver. He might be a little short. Uh, but I mean, I think we did get one elite speed, but he is 5'8" Blaylock. Um, but this draft is definitely on the defensive side. I think it's going to be really strong. On the offensive side, there's going to be some pieces, like I say, Chavez at tight end. Man, he looks really good. So it's gonna be a fun draft. So if you got picks early, there's gonna be a lot of quality elite players. Um, if you got picks late, and I say late, I think you're gonna find good talent in the second round. I think you're gonna find talent starters in the third round. So for those of you who's not really taking advantage of, you know, using your draft picks and scouting and stuff like that, man, these draft classes have been really good. This has been the best Madden cycle I've seen on draft, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will say that like I haven't. Again, this is only my third year doing this. I have always built my teams a little bit differently than what everybody else does in this league, and I've only been in it 3 years, and I see like the massive difference in like the Madden generated players compared to the real life players, and I see why everybody moves on from the real life players now.
Yep.
So I definitely have some people getting ready to go on the trade block. Just a little hint, hint.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this draft. I've got I've got multiple picks in the top. I mean, in the first 2 rounds, I've got 5 or 6 picks. 2 firsts, which looks like they could both end up being top 15, maybe. We'll see how the Commanders finish the year. So I'm looking forward to this draft. The Raiders are going to get revamped this offseason, that's for sure. It's going to be a new look Raiders by the time next season kicks off. So well, I'm looking forward to it. Who's your just top 3 overall talent? Who's your top 3 guys? Rob.
In this draft,
Yeah.
um, I'm pretty heavily scouting edge, and I know that Downing. I like him. He's 21. I like him. I don't know if he'll be that. Knowles is 23, but Knowles is probably going to come out of the box as a top 5. I think we're going to see a really stud quarterback Pryor. I think he's going to be a legit top 5 player. And I personally, knowing what we know about the XCFL, I'm thinking Ashton Griggs, the corner, 21, elite speed, man to man. I mean, he is only 5'10", but man, he really looks good. I think he's going to be a definite top pick. So I'm saying I'll probably go Griggs, Pryor, Knowles, Downing. I think is going to be a top 5 player. I think he's going to be up there as well.
Yeah,
And
that
the tight
corner.
end, I think, is going to go a little taller. I think he's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think that corner goes in the top 3 picks. I think he's going to be very sought after.
Yep.
I believe you'll
Yeah.
see. I believe we will see guys trade up to try to secure him, and I think he goes somewhere in the top 3.
Yeah. Cool name. Yep. He'd be good.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to go over before we end this one? If we want to, do either of you have the game pulled up at the moment?
I mean, I do.
You
Yeah.
want to? Why don't we before we close here? Why don't you just pull up and go through some of the season awards and see where we're at? You don't have to read them all, but maybe like the top 3 guys and some of the areas. The
Well, I can tell you this much without looking. Rookie of the year, uh, Branch, that linebacker for Quacks. Oh my God, he is a stud. He's going to
So
run away with the award.
the
I can go through
defensive
some
rookie.
people.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
I was monitoring old Jarrett. He's trying his best, but I don't think he's going to surpass Branch.
no, not a chance.
What about MVP and Coach of the Year? Who's in the top 3 slots for that?
For Coach of the Year, they had Quacks listed. Um, let's go back and look at this here real
You
quick.
got
Yearly
Barry
award.
Brooks, Nick, and then you got Brian with the Jets. So you got Quacks, Nick, and then Brian as the top three.
Man, and those all three are deserving. And I tell you what, the dark horse in this is Showtime. I know he's listed at 5 right now, but man, he's been pretty salty.
I I think we're gonna see Quacks win it. I mean, he's only got a couple of games left on his schedule that I think will even really challenge him too much. I mean, an undefeated season is not too unrealistic to think from him. And I mean, I think if he ends the season with no more than 2 losses, which is all I could really see him losing, I think he'll get Coach of the Year. But I mean, he may lose less than that. And then who'd you say that like the top 3 MVPs were? Did you go over those yet?
No. So of
Uh,
course we got Marquise Worthy, number one. And then you got Marquez Davis, number two. You got Jalen Hurts, number three.
So that one's difficult. This one's a difficult one. I don't know where Worthy sits on some of the rules with exceptions and whatnot. I feel like he would be an obvious pick, but I'm gonna say that Marquise Davis takes it in the end because I do think that usually Nick ends up having to sit Worthy or play him a little bit less later in the year because he's typically pretty close on some of those rules, and Nick will never break those rules. So there could be a few games, and he's pretty strategic about it, but there could be a few games late in the season here where you don't see Worthy have as much action, and that in the end that could hurt him in that race. Whereas Davis is going to play every single game, um, and that's
I will
I
tell you on
do think he.
Davis, or sorry to interrupt you. I
No,
was going
you're
to tell
good.
you on Davis, he's got 30 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, and he leads everybody in total yardage. He has statistically put up an incredible season. I mean, definite MVP worthy.
Yeah, yeah, I think he runs away with it in the end. Or not runs away with it. I mean, he'll come away with it. It'll be close, but I do think he'll take it in the end. That's all right. Was there any other season awards you guys want to highlight, or you guys good with ending it here?
Just a second.
I'm good.
So I I know you just brought up Marquise, however we want to say his name, however we want to say his first name, Davis. Um, I know we just brought up he had what was it, 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Guys. Mark Marquise Worthy has 56 rush attempts, 580 rush yards, 11 touchdowns with an average of 10. That's rushing. His
And then
receiving,
he's got 19 receiving.
yes.
Yeah. No, I mean he's a stud, but again, I think it all depends on how many
Damn,
games he.
that's pretty impressive.
It all depends on how many games that he has to sit or have reduced, um, reduced attempts because of whatever rules, the 70-30 or all those rules. It depends on how that affects his snap count late in the season. Um, whereas Marquise Davis isn't coming out ever. I mean he'll continue to put up what he's done all year. That won't be affected as much. I think that's gonna depending on how that is handled or how Nick has to handle that to stay legal, could determine if Worthy stays at the top of that race or if he drops to 2.
Good point. Hey, that's gonna be a good race though between the two of them.
It's gonna be a really good race.
Yep. Well, that was a pretty decent episode. I think we're right at the 40-minute mark. So if you guys are good, I say we just end it here. Um, I appreciate everybody that listens to these. We're just trying to have some fun, give everybody some fun content to listen to. And hopefully we get some of you guys on as guests. If you wanna be on, reach out. I know I got a couple people lined up when it works out. We are gonna get a few guests on here, but anybody else who hasn't reached out, you want to be on, just reach out, let me know, and we'll get you guys on. So appreciate you guys
Hey,
for tuning
quick
in.
shout out to the Hoosiers.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's this?
So we get the three Indiana boys here, so we're all
Yep.
pretty excited to see them win. But all right, hey, we're out. So I appreciate you guys hopping on here with me and getting this done, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.